Sage Wanderer here, and welcome to Coffee Talk! Not bad for hotel coffee. Well, it's kind of hotel coffee. I added some my Folgers coffee singles in there too to get it some punch. But all right, so what are we talking about today? We are talking about the Borg, also known as hive mentality. So, from the beginning of time, individuals have tried to persuade other people to think like them and to accept their values and their traditions and their way of thinking. This is what we commonly call culture. So, culture and the use of cultural handles like shunning people or accepting people or not accepting people or banishing people or punishing people. So crime and punishment, all that comes from culture, which is also always down through time been known as tribalism. So tribalism has kind of, and tribalism really is nationalism. And the idea behind tribalism is me and my little group of friends and or people and or family and or ethnic subgroup decide that this area is our territory, and here, this is what the rules will be. And anyone coming in is subject to these rules. And here is an invisible line in the sand, and if you come into our territory, you will be subject to our rules and our interpretation of the rules, or you can fight us. And that's kind of what society and culture and tribalism and nationalism have always been about, is one group's ability or need to say this area is our territory and here are our set of rules. And this is what's governed society and the world in general and the people of this earth from the very beginning. Now, having said that, there's a new thing that I call hive mentality. The hive mentality is something that really couldn't occur until we had, I think, wireless communication. Telephone, radio, television, and now the global information brain that we call the internet. That it was really, up until the internet, I think they were using these tools to mainly support nationalism and, patriotism and that sort of thing. But as, I guess it was when people started accepting the idea of globalism, the idea that it's one economy. That was the first thing I heard people say, it's one economy. So they started breaking down a lot of the trade tariffs and breaking down a lot of the trade war kind of, and started giving people, like the NAFTA thing, it was all about breaking down borders and breaking down nationalism in favor of this globalism. And with the advent of the internet, well, give you an example. In the old days, you would design a product, right? You would, like, if you had an idea for an invention, you would design it and you would then look around for people to help you manufacture it and market it in your area locally to the people around you first and then nationally. And nowadays, people just jump in with new businesses right into the global market. They design their new gadget, then they send it to China to be mass produced, and then the Chinese drop ship it to places all over the globe on behalf of the inventor, and he never really sees his own product. It's like it's all done globally. Don't. But really, this device I'm looking at you through, this little Alice in Wonderland little mirror I'm looking into, that takes us down this rabbit hole of international communication, the cell phone, and the way it's invaded our life, and the way, well, to give you an example, I haven't watched TV in a long time, and so I'm in this hotel room, and I had the TV going, and there was some TV preacher that I've seen a few times, but I don't listen to him, but I had the volume down, right? And I won't throw him under the bus. But I do think he's one of these people. I mean, I am going to throw him under the bus, but I won't name him. How's that? He is one of these people I think that are definitely an end time false prophet. But if you're wondering which one he is, I'll give you a little hint. He kind of looks like a cryogenically frozen missing member of the Latin boy pop band Menudo. He was frozen in time, aging kind of. I don't know. But the point being that every single person nearly that was watching him was also videotaping him in this big arena. So many phones it's like, I don't know if they were interacting with the preacher in some way on their phones, but there was a lot of people taking video, also a lot of people texting and typing while church is going on and this guy's preaching. And I guess some of it might be virtual Bibles, but really it just felt more like they were, I don't know, man. It's something alien about this ever-present technology where people are live streaming all the time. They're going live on Facebook. Every element of their life is being, well, and I'm one of those people with my YouTube channel. I mean, I do a little different. I do maybe a little old school. I present it like, I don't know, segments and shows and that sort of thing where other people will just live stream for hours and talk on and on about all kinds of things, but it's creating this hive mentality, and you're starting to see this division, this really well-defined line between people who believe in nationalism and independent, Republican values. I guess I'm trying to say like freedom. So here's the thing with hive mentality. For you to exist globally in a hive mentality, you must rid yourselves of individuality. Let me say that again. To survive in a hive mentality, you must become a drone and sacrifice all individuality, especially individual liberties. Where in the previous reigning way of living, in the way of nationalism and in the way of tribalism, the rules are what we in our small community agree to, and outside forces can just go blow it out their ear. They could just, if you don't like it, tough. But with this globalistic hive mentality, you're not allowed that privilege. Everyone would start thinking that way, and then you would have no cohesiveness, and you would have no common mind, and you would have no one thought and one focus. You wouldn't be able to have one world government or one world religion. They need everyone to homogenize. They need you to let go of all of your previous ways of thinking and become this hive mentality. So that means strict control of what you say because you can't offend other members of the hive. One thing you notice about Antifa is that they're all dressed the same. One thing you noticed about old communists in China, they all made them wear gray outfits that all looked identical. Communism and hive mentality and the internet have all interwoven, and it's leading us towards this world where everyone is dressed in black or everyone is dressed gray and no one has any individual abilities to express themselves, not through freedom of speech, but also you won't be allowed to express yourself through the way you dress or the way, well, it's starting already. You can't wear that MAGA hat. That MAGA hat's offensive to people. So you see how it's starting already, this hive mentality. The big question is it something that just happened accidentally as we got this technology? Is this hive mentality, this new way of globalist thinking, this new homogenized version of humanity, is it from the technology advancing, or is this some kind of outside plot by some alien entity where hive mentality and hive thinking is the way that they live and they are trying to change us into that? What do you think about that? Don't. I mean, seriously, what if it's some kind of demonic alien agenda? The Greys and certain other type of aliens that have been reported to have interacted with us, and some people believe that they're involved in the running of our government, and maybe this technology came from either reverse technology from crashed spaceships or literal trading with alien entities to obtain this high technology. those grays especially, and a lot of people think that they're insectoid, that like we're hominid and they're evolved from insects. And so, insects like bees and ants have a hive mentality. They are all connected and communicate with each other in real time in a very non-personal drone type of behavior. It's like fire ants, if you ever had to fight the fire ants, and I've been killing me some fire ants lately. And luckily I haven't been bit yet. I'm smart. I'm watching them. Plus it's early, so they're kind of sluggish. But fire ants will crawl up your leg secretly. And they're so tiny you can't feel them until they're all up your leg to about near your knee, where your clothing starts to really bite in, and they start to encounter some things in their way. And then somehow, some way, they get triggered to all bite you at the same time. Wham! That's what we're experiencing with this hive mentality of the internet. This brigading, this crowd bullying, this hatefulness on the internet, this desire to control people's thinking and speech and behavior and force them to all think alike, act alike, wear the same clothes, do the same things. It's like a hybrid of hive mentality and tribalism on a global level. And man, wake up grandma, because she ain't never seen a mess like this. Not just America, but globally. Things are coming to a head. There are people that believe in individual liberty, and there are people that have ascribed to the hive mentality. And if you want to know, at the center of my own family drama back in Oregon is this exact argument. Am I allowed to be a individual human being? Can I think differently than the crowd? Can I think differently about relationships and the place of a man in the home and family than the liberals in Oregon? Am I allowed to think that and live that way? Or, by being an old-fashioned kind of guy, was I being an oppressive, what's the word I'm looking for? Oppressive misogynist? Because I believe in patriarchal respect and being the head of the household and all of that. That's what's going on with my daughter. My daughter's been, I won't get into all that, but, it is a struggle between the hive mentality and then the tribal traditional family mentality that goes along with nationalism and free market and freedom and the Republican idea that that the personal liberties and the Bill of Rights and is the law of the land, versus people that think we should change all that and adopt some kind of global, very controlled form of totalitarianism. That's what they want. They just want to tell you and me what we have to think, what we can say, what we can do, how we can dress, what kind of YouTube channels we can watch, what kind of words we can use. It's all a giant thing of control. The only question, and the reason I need the coffee and why this is a coffee talk, is it alien? Is it human nature? Is it a result of this weird technology? If it is, where'd the weird technology come from? Is it the devil making everybody act this way? Or have we just come to an impasse between the old and the new, and only a struggle to the last breath will settle it? I don't know. It's all kind of frightening. I'm glad I have coffee because it's cold outside today. Tell me what you think in the comments section.